Hello everyone, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're changing the fuel filter. I was going to do like injector and injector seals as well today, but unfortunately the injector seals haven't shown up, only injectors, and that's pretty pointless. I'm doing the injector change when I got the car originally. If you watched me repairing this car through all the episodes I've done, you know that the car had a misfire on one of the cylinders, which turned out to be a clogged injector, which I changed and it worked fine. Now it's come back to it's misfire on two cylinders now, which I'm pretty sure it's not the ignition system. That's all done and repaired. I think it's a blocked injector again, and probably another one, which is why it's misfire. So I'm going to change the fuel filter, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to change the fuel filter, obviously, run the engine for a while, possibly. I was always going to do a different method, but obviously we're ready to have to inject this seals today. No point really taking part in the injector system until we have all the parts, otherwise it could allow dirt to get in, which I don't really want. So I'm going to change the fuel filter. I have a man filter, so I should show you in there. No, other one is available, other like brands. I'm not paid to I'm not paid to use this brand. I just use using man filters. They're good quality parts. And back in the day, Mercedes used to use man filters. I think they still do today. But yeah, so that's the box, and this is the filter. Okay, you see the same. Oh, focus. You see the same one there. Now, what we have to do with the 190, I've done one of these before. Take the top off. We do not need this fitting on top. So that can actually come off. Obviously, you need tools to get it off. I can't do it by hand, but that can come off if we don't need that. And that comes off. Goes in there, comes out there. It will either end. Like that. Yeah, so that fitting can come out. You know, there's not really going to be too much room underneath the car to show you what I'm doing. So I'll try my best, but yeah, there may not be too much room to actually show you the whole thing and hold the camera, as my tripod is not small enough to go underneath the car, unfortunately. So, especially not with my big camera. So, what I have to do, I have to take you underneath the car, show you what I'm going to be doing, and show you when I've taken the old filter off, what it looks like, hopefully. Okay, so we're back underneath the car. If you do not like being underneath cars, this is not the place for you to be, and probably best to get someone else to do it for you. So, before you change the pump, now it's one of the two power cables coming out of it, quite obviously, I assume you're in. So that'd be the first one there. The one behind it is the other blue, the darker blue stripe. That is the fuel filter. That is what we're going to be changing today. And the one behind that again, which you can barely see from this angle, is the accumulator, and that controls the pressure. Something like that, so, but we need to do the fuel filter. Now, I've done one of these before, and it is not a very nice job at all. Believe me when I say that. This is a very nasty job to do, given the location of the filter pumps and stuff. And I have noticed, I didn't take it off, but this one is missing the cover. So, just remember that. Luckily, I have a spare cover I can dump on this when I finish doing the job. So, I think it is time to get on with it. Right. Unfortunately, I have to go underneath the car a little bit further. So, what the plan of action is, I'm going to get some vice grips. Show you. There we go. See them out. So I'm going to clamp the fuel line. So that one coming down there past the dry shaft. Clamp that off these. That has to be very tight, otherwise you're not going to clamp it. And then water, hopefully not water, but fuel will still leak through. So that needs to be done. That needs to be clamped, and then we can tackle filter. That's not what you hear. What we want here is it all banging. Luckily, that's usually a recycling box. Anyway, so you have to be careful on doing these lines. They can bend and warp, and you do not want a fuel line to bend and warp. That is for sure. Anyway, enough yabbering. So I should bring you back after I have the fuel filter out. Like in my tripod, it's not going to fit underneath here, and I'm going to need both hands to get this off. It's running a little bit better than before. So I think the old filter, no, it's quite rusty. So now it's new, not new, but the replacement cover which goes over the fuel pipes to stop them getting dirty like they are now. Presumably that was taken off a long time ago and never put back on. So like I said, the one I'm going to be putting on, it's not the original one, but it's just a spare one I have laying around. So luckily I have a spare and that will go on. But that goes on the other way around to what it's facing. But anyway, I'm going to get it done and I'll bring you back after I've done that. Okay, so back recording. I put the cover on now. You can obviously where them pipes go in, just there. Next where the fuel filter and all the pump assembly sits. So that's now tucked away how it should be from factory. It will see if any sound from any moisture or anything that wants to go up there and damage them. Which, well, if it was through big heavy, probably would damage it still. Could probably crack the case, but anything like water, it's not going to damage it really. And of course you've got a little drain at the back, which indicates if there's anything wrong. I've already checked, it's not leaking at all around the engine, so I'm going to tidy up a bit more and continue from inside the car. If you put a new filter, make sure that, definitely make sure there's nothing coming through the fuel pipes. It should all be clean fuel now coming through into the engine. And then like with the new injector, that should definitely make sure this car has clean fuel going into the engine. And hopefully the injector will not block up again after that. So that'll be the plan of action. And yeah, that'll be in the next part of this video. So I'll see you in a minute. But for me, it'll be a few days.